Welcome back to Afternoon Focus, and check out this pretty sunset. This is over San Diego from Mount Helix. So pretty, wow.
City I've never been to, but I hear it really is one of the country's prettiest places.
Same.
Really, good sport. Living in a postcard.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, and I always say that. I've been to California many times, but usually like the Los Angeles area,
Exactly.
you know, like Malibu, you know,
Yeah,
Laguna Beach, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Never have been to Sacramento, but not San Diego. And everybody says it's so gorgeous.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
Next time.
Sea lions, apparently, and just, yeah, it's really
Sunsets and sea lions. What else you want?
Yeah, we gotta go. Oh gosh. All right. Well, so today, you may know this, today is World AIDS Day, where we honor those who lost their lives to the disease. Back in the late 1980s, during the height of the AIDS epidemic, the National AIDS Quilt was created as a living memorial to those who lost their lives.
It was so huge back in the day. Really, everyone knew about that quilt. Well, now, fast forward a few decades, a woman is threading together a very similar tribute to recognize the victims, the survivors, and the essential workers of the COVID pandemic. Well, Megan Knight is in Pikesville, Maryland, with the story.
Sharon was a caregiver to families and ended up passing from COVID.
She knows their names and their stories.
Russell Livingston, his panel tells it all. He's a sports fan. This is Sarah King. She was a nursery school director, but here her children created the pictures of her.
Yet the only person from this quilt who Sandy Nagel really knew on a personal level was her dear friend, Susan Mazer.
She loved to laugh, and we had lots of laughs.
Susan died of COVID last year. Her death left a big hole in Sandy's heart, and it sparked an idea of how to memorialize Susan and all who have been impacted by this virus.
Many of the people in the beginning died in hospitals alone, and families didn't get to say a fitting farewell. I created the quilt so that people they're actually physically saying their goodbyes.
The National COVID-19 quilt is modeled after the National AIDS quilt from the late 80s. Sandy wants to collect 1,920 panels from all 50 states, the same number of the original AIDS quilt.
The quilt is a living history. It's a living history of the people.
The quilt is not just for those who have died of COVID. It also honors the survivors, like Michael Green, one of the first in Maryland to get the virus. It'll also pay tribute to all of the essential workers.
Each one of these has a story.
And Sandy commits each story to memory as these panels come in, determined to not let them become just another number or statistic.
People go to the quilt and they see their loved one. What they instinctively do is they bend down and touch it. It's like touching a grave marker. It tells a story of somebody who passed, and this is their family's memorial to them.
Oh, what a sweet lady. Well, Sandy hopes to lay the quilt panels on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. in the spring of next year. If you'd like to learn how to send a panel to be included in the quilt, just head over to our Afternoon Focus Facebook page.
I remember earlier days crossing the 100,000 casualty mark and thinking, oh my God, this is insane. I was in New York at the time too, the epicenter, and now that we're at 1 million and still 300 or 400 every day. Let's not ever become numb to that, no matter how the vaccines and the boosters go, and it's better now than it was then. 1 million plus and counting is still the worst of any country in the world. Let's not, again, become numb to that. Follow her lead.
Oh, you said it all right there. That's the truth.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
We're going to squeeze in a quick break, but don't go anywhere. Coming up next, we've got some great tips for you how to combat all that holiday stress. We know it's coming. We might be feeling it right now. We're going to figure out how to get through it next.
Where's my drink?
Yeah.